Pete, we'll start with you. Which skater are you going to pay up for tonight?
It may sound obvious here, but Nathan MacKinnon, what he's done this season has been rivaled by only a few other players in the entire league. And you know the two guys on Edmonton and also one of his teammates, Nazem Kadri, but he ranks fourth in the NHL in points per game this season behind those three guys I just mentioned. But the consistency, I mean, this guy is pretty much a lock for a point every single night. He had a 7-game point streak to start the season, then had 1 game without a point, and now has 10 straight games with a point. I know he's had some injury concern and things like that, but I would get him into my lineup, and I would stack him to offset the price with any of those moderately priced Avalanche secondary scorers, either like a Burakovsky or a JT Compher, maybe even a Bowen Byram who's back from injury. And that's my strategy to kick off my lineup building for tonight.
Okay, good stuff. AJ, what is your strategy?
I'm going to look at Steven Stamkos tonight, a little bit cheaper, 7,300. Look, the Blue Jackets are going to either roll with Jonas Korpisalo in goal tonight, who hasn't played since December 16th, or JF Berube, who hasn't played an NHL game since 2017-18 and is putting up mediocre numbers in the minors. They're not bad, but they're not impressive. So yeah, Stamkos and really that entire Lightning first line with Andre Palat at 5,300, Matthew Joseph at 2,700 makes sense here. They also don't have Werenski. Like, there's no reason not to just completely stack against Columbus tonight.
All right, Paul, who are you going to pay up for? Who's worth the cash?
Well, I think AJ's onto something. I'll save my answer for the next question, I think, though. When we get a question like this, Emerson, I quickly scan the matchups for the big boys. Colorado's top line is certainly one to think about, but they're facing a Chicago team that may expect to start Fleury in the nets. And for me, that changes things. I see the Hawks getting a lift from the veteran goalie, so I fade Rantanen and MacKinnon. Pacioretty's listed up there too, but he's listed out long-term with a wrist injury. So that brings me to the Jets winger, Kyle Connor, who ranks 4th among the NHL's top goal scorers with 19 tallies. He costs only $7,800 tonight, despite a great matchup against the woeful Coyotes. He's got 34 points in 31 games, but is vastly underrated in my opinion. Consider that if we were talking about Austin Matthews in this spot, the price tag would be at least $1,500 higher. Sign me up for Connor tonight.